Hi, can show you what I did. I think if I remember, we have Magnus Bengtsson karma here, and we have something called the soldier register. And the soldier register, it's not possible to search like that. So then we have him, Gomez Magnus, and this is a secondary source. English search. Then we have, it looks like they have duplicates. So here we have them, and then we have the number of the soldier, I think, here. And you can see other people living at the same house. And also what I found out that was that in 1864 it was easier to become a shoemaker. Skomaker is shoemaker. Uh, Before 1864 you have to be approved. Not everyone could be a shoemaker. In Swedish it's called skråväsen. I think it could be read here maybe. The guild system. And then we had his father. Then we found him on DDSS. So we did a search. This is a database for the south of Sweden. Then we have Bengt, father Magnus Lundberg, Wilhelmina Lovisa. And then they have from the citation book. So if you can see if we can have the, maybe I haven't looked in the birth books. CE5. We say it's CE11, CE12, 14. They have a sources. But here they say that Anna Jön Svensdotter from Lusekulla was carrying the child. Father is some kind of witness. Anders Magnus Fries. So this is the comments you have in the birth book. Father was murmästargesäll. And then my English is not good enough. Murmästarämbete. Mästare means that you are have done some tests and have a high. So it's a bricklayer. That is murmästare. And here is he gesäll when he is born. That means he is learning to be a master. Cool. Then we have a daughter, and then we have also the estate. He is a gratialist. That means that he get pension. I think you have it good described here at Archive Digital. How you can find, and if you have Archive Digital, you can find the records also. I haven't looked for that. more pension documents in Archive Digital. So then they write maybe a little bit of text. I think they have some register also. Or no, I think maybe you have to look through everything, but it's in the date could help you. And then he died of slag, which is a little bit diffuse what kind of death reason it is. It was the priest who said what the death reason was, so you can't trust it, really. And then we have, when he passed away in Sweden since 1600, you do estate and inventory. And the estate and inventory, I can show you. He is in Höja. And Höja is a parish, and we have a lot of parish. Maybe we can... Here we have Höja. See if I have done my homework. No, I haven't. Then we can go to the Wikipedia about Höja, and Höja has, I guess, here we have a map. So this is the church in Höja, so maybe they have been to that. This is Höja, zoomed in, and then if you click kartinställning and socken, you get the parish border. So then we can see how big the parish is. In Skåne they are really, really small. So this is Höja, it's outside Ängelholm. And it's Skåne is small, and they have, on this area, I think they have 500 parishes. So it's crazy. And then you have Munka, Ljungby, Örsjö. I think you have all of them. But if you look at Höja, and we do like that. Then we get the parish record. And if you have the parish record, you have the household records, congregation moving in, moving out. And they are all per parish, but the estate and inventory is not. So then you have to go to another administrative unit, and domsaga in Swedish. And you can see here, between 1675 and 1877 was it in Södra Åsbo, and then they changed it to Åsbo Bjäre. And in this case, I think it was 45, wasn't it? 1845. So then we have this one, and if you are lucky, then you have all the estate and inventories here, and further down there could be a register, and we found a register. And if we look here, I added as number 13. This is what it says in the register, and then as this is a quote from Archive Digital, you can use the key here to jump to the place. So this is in surname sorted. And he was Smitt. Smitt spelled like this. Bengt Torpare. Torpare I have added as a category, and Torpare is described here, crofter. If you read this one, the Old Agricultural Society, you get a much better understanding of it. But Torpare, I think, could have some land. And it no, this is not Torpare. Torpare is... Where do we have Torpare? Tenant farmer. Didn't have a farmhands or made. So they had a small land, and I think it couldn't be inherit. So if you had a åbo, then you could inherit the right of the tenancy. Mm. And bakstugesittare is, I think, on the lowest level. And then you also had undantag, people, either if you were lucky, you could tell the children that you have an agreement with your children that I can still live in this house, but you have to give me so and so much every year in food and so on. So that's kind of negotiation. But it could also be, see if you have it, it could be that you didn't have anything, att sitta på UD. Here you had, this is undantag. Could also be that the village tried to, no, it was inhysemo maybe, but you have to read it. But you also had some, if people were really poor, they were sold to the one who should have at least money to take care of them. Auction of poor children, but I think it was also older people. Life was awful in Sweden at that time, I think. But here we have him. So if we look at the books, it says (1845 32 563), 1845 32 563, and then we go to 1845. And then it was 32, book 32, and then it was 563. So this has been done in Sweden the last, since 1600. I think one reason is that you pay tax, and it's rather cool to explain the year and when the person died. The children also they mention here. Then you can see if they own something, a house or something like that, and it's on the lowest level. So this is just 3 pages. So this is assets, and here you have debts. And then the interesting thing down here is it's signed. So in our case, it was 55 kronor after everything was paid. And but this is correct, is signed by Kersti Bengtsdotter. Kersti Bengtsdotter. So she's spelled like this. But what this says down here, hållit på pennan. Hand on pen. And hand on pen is the same as that someone else was writing and she was touching the pen. And the reason must be that she couldn't write her own name. And I think things like that, if we look in, could that be good? She's still alive, she must be. Then you can see in the household records. Here we have Kersti. Bengt Smitt, 7087, she's 7085. From Valuf, they spelled it with W. They moved in 54 and she moved in 60 from Sterby. Don't know really what it is. No, I don't know those numbers, but here is the year 49. And I think this is for the son, Anders. Ibidem, I think, is the same as the above. But here you have the one interesting. This is every year the priest comes and visit, and then if they can read, A for Bengt Smith and Kersti has A, B. So if she can read, why can't she write? Här, okay, reading utantill. Here they have B, everyone. And if they can explain it, she didn't have a B there. They have A, B, which I think is a little bit better. And then you have the dates. Then you can have a comment, but I don't know what it says here. Maybe it's punished. Son Anders. So then you have moving in, moving out. Hartig, 39, Örsjö. So this, Örsjö was next to, I think, the parish. What did we have more of interest? I also found this research here, which looks like good research. They don't have the resources so much, but we could see if we can find it. How do we spell it? Smitt. Bengt Smith Lundgren, 1787 to 1845. In the birth book, it said here. In the death book. Was hussar, had a house at Höja, number 19, and I think that's what we see on some of those records. Here you have also who was in the birth book. And he was as hussar 1806, 1021. Dismissed 1826. Soldier number SLT. I don't really know what it is. Gratialist means that he get pension. Died by slag. And the policeman, Kronolänsman, was checking that. And here his children is described on V30, his father on 17 and mother on 118. This number scheme is how you relate to, maybe it's further back. V30, Cecilia Bengtsdotter. She was married to I haven't checked too much on this. There seems to be someone who is related to you who did this tree. I think we can find him on this page. PG Gata. So Patrick is the person who's writing this stuff. Patrik Gertsson i Nymö, Fjällinge. So his wife, I think, is related to you. Oh, that's stupid about it. Sometimes you find so this is his about himself. Yeah. What did I find more than that? And he's also writing that he was part of the Napoleon War. Magnus Lundgren. I also found him in DDS. I think this is the same record we were seeing before. I haven't checked the birth records here. Maybe we have something. Magnus Lundgren. No, this is just the confirmation of that the son was born 87. 1 and 2. So that's it. Hope it helped.